Candace Owens said that she now realized that the liberals are actually racist and that the website, the social autopsy, is the reason why she became conservative. I don't know why that website never took off, but it probably has something to do with the name. What do you think? How do you name a site autopsy and expect it to have life? Candace Owens joined a grassroots group called Turning Point USA, and her mission was to go into the universities, the campuses, to recruit young people, hip blacks, to encourage them to join the Republican Party. And she seemed to be doing, she was doing excellently. You know, people responded. She gained millions of followers, but she became too, relaxed, too comfortable, too arrogant and cocky and extremist. She started like speaking out of tune. She started saying things very loosely, her rhetorics, and her thoughts. She didn't filter anything, and then she became unpopular. For a 35-year-old, I do not understand where her teachings came, for this anti-Semitic rhetorics, Some of her speeches was just so extreme that it kind of ignited, all sort of dark emotions. She called Stalin a Jew and said that Freud was a Kabbalistic pedophile, and that the Germans were ethnically cleansed by the Jews after the World War. She also downplayed the suffering that a lot of Jewish, encountered during the World War, and, all the horrible things that they went through. So those kind of things were very insensitive things which she said, and I don't want to go into in depth here, but she really had some, even recently, some horrible things to say about the feuding wars that is going on between the Israelis and the Palestinians right now. Even her bosses at the podcast Daily, where she is, Daily Wire, is a talk show that Owen joined in 2021. And she was, for some years, it really made her, famous. But there was some tension that was going on, between Ben Shapiro, who incidentally is a Jewish man and a co-founder of Daily Wire. And they tried to talk to her, but she wouldn't listen. And the fights were even made known publicly. But they tolerated her for a while until recently they had to let her go. And they let her go because of her anti-Semitic rhetorics. Her words are so sharp and piercing, and they have the capacity to inflict and ignite people to anger. And the Daily Wire did not want that. Cancellation from Daily Wire was even confirmed by the CEO, Jeremy Boring. And Candace herself responded saying that, yes, all the rumors that people have been hearing, they are true, and that she is eventually free from harassment, I guess. Candace Owens is married to a British businessman, George Farmer. They met at a Republican political event, and it was instant attraction. They dated for about a year and got married, and they have 3 kids. Now tell me, what do you think about this whole canceling of Candace Owens, buying her from a lot of places, from YouTube, from entering into Australia or New Zealand? Do you think that the punishment is too harsh? Richard Bertrand Spencer said worse things when he sat down with Charles Barkley at an interview during the TNT American race, where he said that America is for whites only, and what he would like black people to do for white people, to continue enslavement, and they should leave the country, and so many other stuff. And there's so many other writers have said a lot of horrible things, in the news, and they are not being cancelled. So, what do you think? Do you think that Candace Owens deserve what is happening to her right now, or that the punishment is a little bit too harsh, possibly because she's a minority, or maybe because she's a woman? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Stay tuned for my next story. I'll be talking about Candace being cancelled, and also denial from entering into New Zealand and Australia. If this is your first time for tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate that. I would love for you to subscribe and follow for more interesting videos. This channel is called Celebrities, Public Figure, and Image. It's all about image matters. I celebrate celebrities and public figures who make right choices, who are doing uplifting things in their community and globally. And I condemn those public figures who are making poor choices, who are doing things to harm the environment or other people or even themselves. And I encourage that everyone makes right choices, because your image does matters and there are consequences if you don't. So please remember to tune in next time. All of her anti-Semitic rhetorics and hate speeches made the Anti-Defamation League to blast her for this, that they said that she had an anti-Semitic agenda and that she was fueling the fire of hate. But this rebel woman would not, she would not back off. She responded to the ADL by saying that their attacks, will be exposed, and that it will have the opposite desired effect. So she called that the world should awaken up and that they should take a look, and support her. But it looks like the world has turned its back on her. For even now, New Zealand and Australia have, denied her access to their country because of these insightful things that she says and her ability and capacity to be able to cause, uproar and ignite a lot of tension, that can bring hatred. And they didn't want that kind of a personality in their country.